Hi everyone, we're joined today by Congressman Byron Donalds. We're going to be talking about the most pressing issues that college students face now on our campuses across the country. So in your opinion, what is the biggest threat that college students face today?
The ability to speak and speak freely and frankly not be put aside or quieted down because of their viewpoints and their ideals. The second biggest thing is making sure there's not this liberal ideology or leftist ideology, probably to be more accurate, that it's subversive of everything that you're learning in school. If you come into our world after getting educated, meaning speaking American society meaning, and you have this belief and this mindset that America is an awful nation, then how are you actually going to be a productive member of our society if you think our society is wrong or bad or whatever the case might be? I think those are the two big issues that college students are facing today.
Absolutely, and we saw Governor DeSantis take strong action against two things that I want to touch base with you on. The first is critical race theory. He banned it in K-12 education. Should it be banned in colleges in Florida?
It's going to be a lot tougher in colleges because at the higher levels of academia, yeah, there should be an opportunity for any college student to be able to go and learn a wide range of things. African studies is obviously taught. The thing that is more important is that the board of trustees at these colleges and the college presidents need to do a much better job of making sure that children are being indoctrinated based upon those ideas. Because look, at the college level, you learn a lot of things because you have a basis of knowledge you achieved in K-12. And so in K-12, it has no basis there at all. We shouldn't be getting into these highly theoretical studies of history and race in America, which is what CRT is, highly theoretical, also with a Marxist underpinning to it. But at the college level, if a student wanted to go in and study that, should they have the ability if the college offers it? Probably. But the board of directors and the college presidents have to do a much better job making sure that our students aren't being indoctrinated. There's a fine line between actually learning and understanding these different theories that exist and indoctrination. We need to stop indoctrination.
And so the second thing that I want to touch base with you on is the intellectual diversity bill that DeSantis signed just a couple of weeks ago, mandating that colleges ensure that there is a marketplace of ideas on campus. Do you support this? Why do you think it's important? And do you think other states should follow suit?
Absolutely, I do. I think, look, if you're at the college level, everybody's viewpoint should be heard. Everybody's viewpoint should be taught. And taught, if you're going to teach it equally, teach it equally. However that goes about, it needs to be available. It needs to be robust enough so students, whether they're liberal or conservatives, can decide to take advantage of that. If you're a liberal student and you want to learn about conservative ideals, that's a good thing. If you're a conservative student and you want to learn about liberal ideas, I mean, that's basically college every day. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that there should be a wide amount of freedom and tolerance for all ideas at the college level. That's very, very important for the future of our country because a well-educated public will be able to and be prepared to take over the reins of our country. That's what we want. That's the purpose of education.
Now, you went to college in the state of Florida, FSU. I am a Florida Gator, so there is a bit of rivalry there. But based on your own college experience as a conservative, do you have any stories that you might want to share as an inspiration to maybe that college freshman who is starting school in the fall, who's maybe scared to speak up about their beliefs on campus?
Well, I mean, look, I'm probably the wrong person to ask because when I was in college, I didn't care about politics. I was apolitical, probably hung out too much. I probably wasn't the best model for being a college student. But I'll tell you what I tell my sons. My oldest son is 17. He's going to college right now. I'm telling him the same thing. Look, have your viewpoints. Don't be afraid of them. In our country, the way our country works is because you're allowed to express yourself and express your views. If you self-censor, that does not help our country and it doesn't help you. So do not be afraid of your viewpoints. Do not be afraid of the things that you actually believe. You should be afraid of people who want to shut you up. Those are the people to be afraid of. Because if they're willing to shut you up and shut you down, then that means they don't believe in the great experiment that is America, and we have much bigger problems.
And looking in the next couple of years in your time in office, what are your main goals for ensuring that college students have, the best experience that they can in college?
Well, at the federal level, the number one thing is making sure that people have the ability to speak freely. I'm actually joining the Free Speech Caucus on college campuses led by Claudia Tenney out of New York. Happy to join that caucus. The number one thing is making sure that our students understand that they have the freedoms and the freedoms afforded to them in the United States Constitution, just like every other American. It doesn't matter that they're on a college campus that might happen to be very, very liberal. That is irrelevant. So that's the number one thing and the biggest thing. The second thing is making sure our country is actually doing the right things on a global level, whether it's our immigration system, federal spending, so on and so forth. We want to make sure that the country they inherit after they finish their time in college is one that it allows the great beauty of our country to continue to thrive and flourish. That's what we all want. Well, that's what we should all want. Let me put it that way. But from a federal level, that's what we should be doing to make sure that not only that college students have a great experience while they're in college, but that they have a much more robust and flourishing experience when they're done and they come into the adult world.
And one last question for you. You know, we've seen a lot of anti-American sentiment on campus, and part of that reason is that these college students don't think our country is worth fighting for. They don't understand why people are flocking to this country. They don't realize that we have so much freedom compared to other nations. How do we combat this anti-American sentiment on campus?
We need students to organize. We need students to organize and be active, to demonstrate that our country is the best. And to be frank, tell those students, and I don't like telling people this, but look, if you were going to college in Cuba or Iran, you wouldn't be allowed to do what you're doing. You wouldn't be allowed to spread anti-Iranian propaganda or anti-Cuban propaganda. They would arrest you. They would lock you away. They would detain you. They would hold you. They would kick you out of the university. We're the greatest country in the world because you're allowed to speak your views. So don't be afraid of debate. Don't be afraid of having that strong contrast with people on the political left. It is necessary. And also help them to understand that while they complain about capitalism, they probably have an iPhone and an Apple computer, you know, the Air book or whatever they call the thing now. I'm not an Apple guy. You know, I'm out of the matrix. I don't do that stuff. But, you know, the very beauty that they luxuriate in and they enjoy is built because we're a nation that's based upon free market capitalism and political freedom. That's our country. So understand that even though you have your own ideas, the only thing I have an issue with your ideas is if they try to unwind the very society that's allowed us to be here and have these arguments or have these debates in college.
Hi, I'm Ophelia Jacobson with Campus Reform. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, I can guarantee you're going to like our other videos on our YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe right here. Help us expose more liberal bias on college campuses across the nation by clicking this button here to donate. And if you're interested in getting a cool hat like this one, you can click the button right here.